began to create a package for my clients, because one of the things that I noticed with the men, not only did they tip, but they wanted to know, what am I using on their hair? What can they do at home to make their style last or to keep it looking clean, etc., etc. So I went out and I bought the products. I bought the products that they needed. So not only did I take a $40, $45 ticket up to $65, $75 plus a tip, now I was able to add more money to my business because I was retailing them the products that I was using on their hair. So I'm retailing the products. I went up on the value of my service. All of that took me close to that $200 weave that I was doing in less time, because I was able to braid their hair in a good 30 to 45 minutes, depending on what they were getting done. So now I'm able to see the value in what I'm doing with hair braiding. And so did you see the difference between South Carolina and Georgia? Hair braiding saved my career when I moved to Georgia. If I would not have started braiding hair again, I might have had to switch careers because it just wasn't happening fast enough. And I needed money to come in now. So it made me see hair braiding a whole lot differently, because I was able to say, wow, hair braiding is not just something that people do sitting on their porch. Hair braiding is a real trade, a real business, a real profession. And then I met a lady who was braiding hair, and she only did the base of a hair weave. Let me explain that. When people go to get a sew-in weave, for instance, I'll use that as an example. They have to braid their natural hair down before they sew on the weave. Because if your hair is too bulky, it can mess the weave up. So in order to do a proper sew-in weave, the foundation had to be in place. So this woman mastered the foundation, which could be anywhere from 5 braids to 10 braids to 20 braids, depending on how small or big the braids are. She mastered a system on creating a foundation for the base of the hair weave. She charged $50 for the base. It took her 15 to 30 minutes to do that on one head. So you do the math. If she did 10 heads a day, if it only took her 15 to 30 minutes, let's just say she did 10 heads a day. We know she could do more, but let's just say she did 10 heads a day. That's $500 a day. Let's just say she worked 5 days a week. That's $2,500 a week she made from hair braiding. So this is what I'm trying to show you, the value of hair braiding. People think that we have to do it all, that we have to know how to do it all. What you have to do is find your niche. Hair braiding, period, was a niche for me. I started off hair braiding. Hair braiding saved my career later down the line. And look what I'm doing now. I'm teaching hair braiding right now. So what I'm trying to say is, throughout your career, you have to find something that you do that nobody else is doing. When I went in that salon and I was trying to build my clientele, nobody else was in there braiding hair. So I found something, and I didn't really find it. I ran from it. But I was forced to pick it up. And when I picked it up, I ran with it. I ran with it and I took it to a whole nother level, and it provided for me during that phase of transition. So what I'm trying to tell you is, hair braiding is not just a transitional style or transitional trade to have. At that time, I still didn't see the value in it. But see, now we're in 2021, 2022. And now we're at a place where doctors are wearing their hair braided. Nurses are wearing their hair braided. Attorneys are wearing their hair braided. So now all of that the value of hair braiders and you still don't want to get a license?